Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
From Off-Script Media, I am Matthew Zachary, and this is Out of Patience. On today's show, you may have heard an advertisement on the episode with John Tesh about a new dry mouth product called Moisyn, because the word moisten is just so special. Well, we wound up loving the product so much and loving making fun of the name so much that we just did a whole show about it. So we hope you enjoy the Moisyn Up show with my friends, Liberation Ionello, Jen Horangeff, and my co-founder and COO, Andrew McDowell. Literally, moisten up and enjoy. Andrew McDowell, my co-founder and chief operating officer here at Off-Script Media, Liberation Ionello. I know you 1,000 years. You go back to the stupid cancer days of yore, one of the very first young adult cancer survivor activist advocates that took the reins on starting the movement. And Jen, you and I feel like I've known you forever, but you've really burst onto the scene as a incredibly scrappy rapscallion, like in your face patient advocate out there. And it's been an honor to bring you into the fold.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to just, by all means, hello, listeners. Welcome to the show. We're going to be talking about all things stupid, ridiculous nonsense that happens in our lives. And we're focusing this particular show on xerostomia, which is the medical term for dry mouth, something that I think we've never discussed. When I was at Stupid Cancer, it's never come up in any content. It's just not something we talk about. And now that I'm back podcasting, my mouth is dry as fuck all the time now. And it's really difficult because I've been living with dry mouth since I had my treatments a fucking quarter century ago.
Wow.
And it's still there, the gift that keeps on giving. But we're going to talk about that. This is a real thing. It's a little disgusting. It's not quite below the belt, but it's a kind of a below the belt conversation because it's just gross and no one talks about it. So we're going to do that sound a lot here on the air. But I figured we'd just start the chat by having, Liberation. You're a cancer survivor and you are a purveyor of the cannabis and that is a very specific interest in people that suffer with dry mouth. Not in that order, though, by the way.
Well, to clear, I vape a lot, but I don't smoke pot.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so qualifiers here. Well, all right. So it's the stoner aura.
No, I look like if you made Greg Allman a pirate.
Or that guy from Dodgeball, Pete the Pirate.
Oh, yeah.
Was that his name, Pete the Pirate?
Something like that.
Yeah. You're not a pirate. Yar. No Dodgeball references in the show?
Dodgeball. I haven't truly dived in on that movie.
It was a qualifying Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller tale.
I should have seen it. I'll add it to my queue immediately.
Yeah, one of the characters believed he was a pirate. You just brought a pirate, so I don't know why I went to Dodgeball with the Pete the Pirate.
I don't know.
I can see it, though. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a bad comparison. He's a lovely character.
Okay.
It really was
Okay.
All things considered, it was a compliment.
Okay.
A kind of a pop culture backhanded compliment.
That's okay.
So you're welcome.
I think the worst compliment I ever got was when I was heavier after radiation and all that, and they give you whatever the treatments they were giving me, I put on 30 pounds in a month. And
were you on Decadron or something? Remember the name?
I have blocked most of it from my memory because it just was not the hot. Yeah, something.
Oh, prednisone.
Something.
That's a gift.
And somebody compared in the elevator. When someone compares you 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be the worst comparison ever.
Yeah.
And it was a dad and his wife and the daughter, 13. And the dad's like, "Do you know who you look like?" And the daughter just starts to wince. He's like, "The fat guy on American Chopper who makes the bad art." And,
what?
Yeah, and the daughter just
not even the good art, the bad art.
And the daughter just smacked him in the stomach. And it was the most awkward elevator ride in silence for the next 4 floors.
Well, that's just amazing.
Did you know that today prednisone was trending on Twitter?
Why is that?
Because,
I saw that.
yeah, because Ashley Judd, I believe they were talking about, that she's on prednisone. And so they were commenting on how she had gained weight. And I'm like,
Right,
this
because
is
it takes
bananas.
Ashley Judd to raise awareness that prednisone is the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
I have a friend who has MS, and when they put him on any kind of steroid to treat it, he also puts on the 30 pounds out of nowhere. And it's so frustrating because you wait, it just comes on so
Right.
quickly, and it does not go away as easily.
I've never told my prednisone story unless Andrew has one to bolster the conversation.
Regrettably, I have not yet
Joined the
won
prednisone
my
club?
prednisone story.
Okay.
man.
Someday.
So I'm this is I really never told the story before. I had joined the Google Health Advisory Council before I started Stupid Cancer when they were launching like this, what the hell do we do in healthcare, before it was a thing. And on my flight descending into San Jose Airport, I went deaf in my left ear.
Ouch.
Out of nowhere. My cochlea just failed. And I thought I was, dying again. Turns out that my contact at Google Health was a guy named Dr. Ronnie Zeiger. He was running Google Flu Trends, really innovative guy. And I landed and I said, Ronnie, I'm deaf in my left ear. Can you help me? Because he's a doctor. And he took me to a drugstore and just wrote a prescription for prednisone on the spot, handed it to the pharmacist. The guy gave me the pills. Like there was no, I didn't pay for it. It just had prednisone. Start taking the meds. And like 2 days later, my hearing came back.
Wow.
See, prednisone, it's a little miracle with a lot of bad side effects.
When it works, it works. So here's a life hack that I learned because I went deaf again 2 years later, did the same thing. Life hack. If you take no flush niacin, high dose, no flush niacin with prednisone, you kind of allay 75% of the side effects.
Really?
Yeah.
What's no flush?
It's niacin that actually stays in your body. Niacin is like vitamin B. Ever take a vitamin B pill and your piss is yellow all day?
Yeah.
Because it just leaves your body. It's total flush. Your body flushes out vitamin B. But if you take the no flush, it's a special formulation that stays in your body and counteracts a lot of chemical interactions with drugs.
This is an anecdotal story, and it does not constitute medical advice.
So says Andrew McDowell. Hell yeah. Says me.
Speaking of dry mouth with prednisone, though, it just tastes horrible.
Yeah.
I have to take it for lengths of time. I don't even want to eat because it makes everything just taste bitter and nasty and gross and dry. So it makes the whole thing worse because you don't feel like wanting to eat anything else.
Being the guy without a prednisone story, I
We
do not
forgive you.
know what prednisone is.
I think you
What
should
is its
make one up.
function?
It is a steroid. It is a corticosteroid, not steroid like a go to the gym and beef up kind of steroid. And these are little miracle drugs until they're not. That they are amazing at what they're supposed to do, but cause a lot of nasty side effects like weight gain, like mood disorders, and people get very agitated. Like I say, bad taste in the mouth, super, super hungry, like can't eat enough food.
Does it cause xerostomia?
Everything causes xerostomia. Let's get into the list. The list of fabulous things that cause xerostomia. Obviously, radiation and chemotherapy from cancer or any reason. Your son had
Severe congenital neutropenia
yeah, but the treatment he had
was a bone marrow transplant.
yeah, but there was other chemotherapy-ish stuff he had to do, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah, so that causes dry mouth. It wasn't cancer, thankfully. It wasn't cancer, but still, people can get radiation and chemotherapy for non-cancer. That is immediate cause for dry mouth. Jen, you could talk about your rare disease in the interest of
One
our
of
rare
my
disease.
many.
One of your pick a card, any
Pick
card.
a card. I know. Wild card. Well, Sjogren's syndrome.
Yes.
Being something that is very highly associated with dry mouth and lots of other dry things in one's body.
Dry things.
Dry things, dry organs, dry orifices. So yeah. So
Would it be orify?
I don't know. I don't know what the plural is.
Let's go to Grammarly. Not a sponsor.
But hashtag not a sponsor.
However, that'll definitely bring them in.
Yeah, it will. This one show is going to hook Grammarly for life.
About orify.
Orify.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Well, and because Sjogren's syndrome is an autoimmune disease, you are also treated commonly with these other chemotherapy drugs that are not for, well, they can be used for things beyond cancer, as you said. So,
Right.
So yeah, so both you have dry mouth and things that you take also can be associated with dry mouth. So
one obvious thing
lucky
that
me.
causes dry mouth is antihistamines, which nearly everyone's on anywhere in the country and the world, because antihistamines are like the way we live our lives today with allergies and crap. That just sucks the fluids all out of your whole body there. Most depression meds, the SSRIs, the SSDIs, they just, you know, I'm not going to name brands, but nearly all of them cause many things. You've heard the commercials. Side effects may include your head falling off, you know, losing a limb, losing your house, moving to Minnesota. God knows what the side effect, but dry mouth is always one of them. I don't know if moving to Minnesota is a side effect, but it might be. For some people, it might be a side effect. Dear Al Franken. Anyway, menopause, perimenopause causes dry mouth. Puberty causes dry mouth, I found out. General stress and anxiety. Basically, everything causes dry mouth. Drinking, smoking, cannabis, chewing tobacco, vaping, it's just like, okay, so now we're dealing with it. So, you know what doesn't relieve dry mouth?
Do tell.
Water. Water does not relieve dry mouth.
Why?
You can drink it because it doesn't solve the salivary gland issue. It lubricates temporarily, but it doesn't cause your body to actually stimulate the production of saliva.
Huh? Who knew?
Yes. I just told you. I knew.
Now our listeners know.
Science.
Now our listeners
all
know.
Knows.
So drink all the water you want. Piss until your piss is clear as day. It's not going to solve your xerostomia problem.
So now I can feel better about myself. Thank you. Because I don't drink enough water. I just don't enjoy that activity or having to get up to go to the bathroom. But now I know that that is not going to relieve my dry mouth.
Right.
So
it's
good
not.
for me.
It'll quench your thirst. It'll hydrate you.
Give
but
you
it's
a
not
dewy
going to
glow.
Yeah.
Are you saying I'm not glowing?
I would never.
On the air, right? We're Face for Radio. That's my.
We have
that's
all
my
this
job.
ambient lighting. We're all glowing at the moment.
So, I mean, the whole point is like there's a new sheriff in town. I've been living on biotin and lemon heads and Ricola and all sorts of stuff just to deal with the fact that when my xerostomia creeps up, I have to, you know, if I'm giving a keynote speech or hosting a radio show or just having meetings, you know, this is life. We have to talk. And when you're living with this chronic side effect, that's, I guess, a blessing to have, all things considered. I'd rather have dry mouth and be alive than the alternative out there. You know, there hasn't been a new product on the market that has addressed this in any way. And about a year ago, as of this taping, I was approached by a guy who worked for a company called Prisoner, which sounds like you're a prisoner, but it's Prisoner. And they make a product I never heard of before. And actually, he came to me because he was looking to go to the nonprofit world to address communities like Sjogren's and cancer. Here's a great product. You need to know about it. Clearly, yes, we need to know about this product. But with my nonprofit hat on that used to be on, it's nearly impossible to work with some of the charities to deliver direct-to-consumer product messages. Just my ad hat on with this stuff. So the product has the best name ever. It took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting it to have the best name ever. It's called Moisyn.
So it's a lube.
It's a lube. No, it's not a lube. It's definitely
Can
not
it
a
be
lube.
used as a lube? If you've used this as a lube, please call in.
Yeah, hashtag not a lube. Hashtag yes a lube.
Yeah. Can we poll the audience?
And it's spelled Moisyn because these days no one spells anything the right way, like lift, Lyft, right? Or Fiverr, Fivrr, right? Not a sponsor.
I'm convinced this is done because all the domains have been taken.
Yeah.
And that's why people
It's
are
the
just coming
death
up
of
with
vowels.
Or
That should be-
words or the English language.
That's another podcast, The Death of Vowels. It's a whole other episode about the death
Oh,
of
the
vowels.
episode with Grammarly.
Yes,
Not a sponsor.
exactly. So these guys that make this product Moisyn send me samples. You know, just like, hey, okay, I'll send that. And honestly, I was genuinely surprised at the difference it made. And I've never really endorsed a product before, supported the product before, and I would only do that if I actually gave a shit about it and it really did help me. And I believe it could help other people. And I told people about it and I gave people samples, then they liked it too. So this show is basically here to talk about this amazing product that I actually worked. It solved, didn't cure. Everything's temporary. Literally everything's temporary in life, including life itself. But it made my dry mouth suck a whole lot less. And no, it's not a lube. But anyway, for the first time in 25 years, I had relief, right? That's a magic word. What does relief mean? But I felt better. I could talk. It comes in a little like a Banaka-like spray thing. That's it. It works. It's great. Are you moistening up on the air?
Did you just
You
lube
bet
up?
I am.
He just lubed up on the air. I could use a little moistening up right now.
No, and especially if you say work in a corporate environment and you have to give a lot of presentations or talks, or you're in a capacity where your mouth is just going all day long, it is super helpful.
But it's like a lifestyle product. You think about how we use Banaka, right? Banaka is just to freshen your breath for like a date. It's just like a quick thing you pull out and you snap and you're done. I see this as that same thing. They make like a scope-like thing in your bathroom. It's not scope. It's so much better than scope, and it's for a very specific lifestyle concern. But like that's for a rinse in the morning or the evening. You carry this thing around with you all day, which I do. Anyone that knows me, I've been carrying this thing around with me for the last year, using it and showing it to people. And it's genuinely made a real difference. I would never endorse something that I didn't think would help people, because it really helped me. And I'm really convinced, because I'm no longer using Biotine. Sorry, GlaxoSmithKline. I'm no longer a customer of the Biotine universe. I stopped chewing those xylitol pills. They give you gas because it's a sugar alcohol and it's not really good for your stomach. But I'm not really chewing on lemon heads, which again reduces my diabetes potential.
I was going to say popping lemon heads all
Popping
day
lemon heads is not a good thing.
would make you the insulin spokesperson.
I really would. Yeah. But again, I was just really happy about it. Also, coming from the cancer world, knowing that nutrition, we did so many shows and so many editorials and workshops on, eating food that doesn't give you cancer when you have cancer, using cosmetics that don't have cancer-causing things in them, drinking things that don't cause spikes in crap that you don't need when you're living with chemotherapy. And I'm a big fan of things that don't do that.
Yeah.
This product happens to not do that. And I did a comparison because I looked at the ingredients in some of the competition out there, and just reading those ingredients gave me dry mouth.
Do share.
Too many syllables. Way too many syllables, things that you should not normally think belong inside your body, whether they belong in your body or not. So this product, it's derived, they say naturally derived. Everything's natural, right? The air is natural. Dog shit is natural, right? Like everything is natural.
It's unfortunately natural.
I guess maybe the space shuttle isn't natural because we made it, but it's made of natural things. Everything that has existed in life still exists. It's everything natural. But
I want to pause a moment and admire your capacity for exposing taking the tiniest thing, such as a product or something that we're discussing right now about dry mouth or about this product, and you reveal the entire scope of life in the universe.
I am Douglas Adams.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Look it up, kids. What's a Douglas Adams? It's sugar-free, it's alcohol-free, it's gluten-free, it's soy-free, dairy-free, it's non-toxic, it's made of things that naturally occur on the earth. It's not built in a lab with multi-syllabic things that you don't really want to seem to put in your body. And then I know it's FDA cleared, which means they did studies on it and they worked with dentists and oral hygienists, and it's been endorsed by dentists. It's a genuinely good product, and I highly recommend people look at it. And truth be told, you don't have to have dry mouth to use it. It's just a good thing to have. It's called Moisyn, which is disgusting and the best worst name ever.
And also not a lube.
But it has 8 ingredients, and you know what they are, and you can research them and Google them and see what they mean. And water and glycerol, which is a plant thing, and sorbitol, which is what's in apples and oranges, xylitol, which can cause farts, but it's in tiny dosages out there. It's got a spearminty-ish flavor. I've been telling them they got to make a fruit. Remember the gum Fruit Stripe?
Yes.
They got to make a Fruit Stripe flavored version that doesn't die of flavor in like 10 seconds like Fruit Stripe does. Fruit Stripe, not a sponsor.
I thought you were going to say they should have a Fruit Stripe flavor, and that'd
be
gross.
awesome though.
No,
because
Fruit Stripe was terrible. It got like disgusting in 2
Fruit
seconds.
Stripe is it's the 5-second gum.
But it did have like a cool wrapper.
It's a great wrapper.
They could stand to do a little Fruit Stripe wrapper.
Maybe a Big League Chew. That lasts like 20 hours.
That was the best gum.
Hurt your jaw.
Ever. Rip Big League Chew. It's got and it's just enough spearmint that it's not like a Listerine, which just like burns your face, and Banaka makes you like want to sing "What Is Love" like from SNL. Those two guys that danced in the club on SNL. That's Banaka. I think "What Is Love" with the head shaking.
That's some unfortunate product placement.
It does have this thing called chitosan, I think say chitosan or chitosan, which is derived from the shells of crustaceans like crab and shrimp and stuff like that. I don't know, and this is a caveat to our listeners out there, if you have a shellfish allergy, they haven't proven that this is for the shellfish allergic. It's for the shellfish sensitive. So caveat emptor, buyer beware, it is a shellfish derivative, and I've been really pushing them on like, well, can people with shellfish? And they're like, sure, people with shellfish can take this. I'm not recommending it because I'm not a doctor, but I would say run this by your doctor if you have a shellfish allergy out there.
Yeah,
and it means it's not vegan then.
Well, so this is up for debate, right? I want to start this conversation out there. It's not vegan, but if it's not the meat of the shellfish and it's the bone of the shellfish, is that considered an edible part of vegan? It is. So any part of the animal,
like Jello.
Really?
Can't eat it because it's all boiled hooves. Think about that.
Boiled hooves. That's my new podcast. Join me on Boiled Hooves Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Hashtag not a lube.
Yeah.
Boiled hooves, not a lube. So, like the whole point of this whole show is, like we're all affected by this chronic xerostomia. I'm proud to be a national spokesperson for my very first product that I really believe will help lots of people. It's worth checking out. It's worth trying out. You guys have tried it. Liberation, what do you think?
I like it a lot. Anyone who comes within 5 feet of me knows that I am a vaping enthusiast and spend most of my days vaping tobacco. And this actually really works. The first bottle that you gave me, I went through in about 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you have reunited me with another one.
Well, have you followed the instructions then? Because it says spray up to 6 times per day.
I never follow instructions.
So
how many sprays per time?
I don't know. I'm worried that I just already hit my max for the day. I may have just OD'd on this.
I do 6. I do 6 because I'm like a numbers guy and I need an even number. And 4 is not enough, and 6, 8's like too much.
You do 6 sprays?
6 sprays.
And how many applications a day?
Like 4.
So
morning.
You're lucky to still be around, because who knows?
Hi, this is the voice of God, chiming in at this point to provide the answer to the question currently being considered by our heroes, which is, what is the recommended daily dose for Moisyn? The answer from our friends who make the product is that you should spray Moisyn 3 to 4 times up to 6 times per day. And now, on with the conversation.
Hey, I'm still standing.
All those
Elton
shellfish.
John. I'm not allergic. I'm allergic to dust mites, so there's no dust mites in the Moisyn product. That I can attest.
Good to know.
Because that'd be gross.
I was very concerned.
I get dry mouth after drinking a cup of coffee, and
that's another thing.
I've made a practice.
We should sell this at Starbucks.
Yes.
We should make
They have those little mint case things, I think.
Yeah, but that's more diabetes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they may be open to it.
Right. We have a great website set up for you guys called drymouthsucks.com. That's drymouthsucks.com. We set up this super cool thing where if you go there on your mobile phone, I'm a big fan of like making buying shit on your phone really easy, because like why else would you buy stuff on your phone unless it was easy? So it's got Apple Pay, it's got Google Pay, it's got PayPal Pay. Go to drymouthsucks.com and you will automatically save 15% on your order. It's baked in, there's no codes. It's just if you go to the site, order one, have it shipped, check it out. There's no coupons. Try it out. We want to hear. We're going to try to get the hashtag drymouthsucks to exist. I love when people say, let's make a trend. No, you can't make something trend. It just trends on its own. Like I remember, Andrew, clients come and say, make me a viral video.
This needs to go viral.
This must go viral. Make me a viral
requirement.
video. A, kiss my ass. B, kiss my ass. And C, kiss my ass. There's no make me a viral video.
Unless you
make me a thin Irishman
train in New York City, and then at the end say, brought to you by Moisyn.
Brought to you by Moisyn. I see the subway campaigns.
This fist fight.
I see the Moisyn Up subway campaigns on the E-train. Just Moisyn Up on the E-train. Have a bunch of people like moistening up on the E-train.
I don't want to put the E-train in moisture. And I feel uncomfortable.
Maybe the wrong subway line.
A different one.
How about the Q-train?
You're
Q-train's
get
pretty
something
dry.
to trend there, but I'm not sure it's the desired outcome.
So we're going to start tracking Dry Mouth Sucks as a hashtag on all the channels out there. We'll be putting in all of our social posts as we start to promote this show. Whether you're listening to this episode on the drymouthsucks.com website, whether you're listening on my podcast feed, on any shareable platform where you listen to hopefully interesting things out there. Again, I am so happy to have finally been able to put my name behind something I believe in that I can't say this. It really works. I was so surprised that it just worked.
It is a true solution, and it fills a gap in solutions for dry mouth that's been around for too long, right?
I mean, if you go down the aisle of, there it is. There it is. ASRM. Go for it.
How many pumps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that.
No, stop!
He's over moistening.
I feel so moist.
Hyper moisten.
The listeners don't even know where he's spraying.
No.
In my mouth.
No.
It's going in my mouth.
They don't know that.
No,
So says the
I'm gonna
guest.
spray it in my hair to keep the flyaways down.
That's awesome. I mean, if you walk along the aisles of your local pharmacy or drugstore, you'll see a bunch of products that claim to do all these things made by doctors. Like nothing is made with the idea of the patient in mind. Like those products are people that, for sure, I'll just rinse with this and whatever. This is the thing you carry in your pocket all day. It's a lifestyle product out there, which I've been doing for a year, which you've been doing for quite a while, Liberation. And I
like the taste of it. Like it genuinely tastes good.
It's not minty. It doesn't make you.
No, it doesn't have that fake yucky mint taste. It you want this flavor.
It's just enough.
Clearly not enough for me.
He's still moistening, folks. He's still moistening.
You should try the mouthwash then, because it'll be a little
I could use it as
plastic.
a mixer, but I don't know. I don't.
The Moisyn Martini.
Ooh.
We just stumbled upon the next trend.
I like that.
The next specialty drink.
That's our next
Not supposed to swallow it.
The Moisyn Martini.
So, I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to accomplish on this show, is to just quickly talk about how this is an important product, and dry mouth is a disgusting thing no one talks about, and we have
not anymore.
We just made it fun.
Well, I think you're missing some key aspects of dry mouth. It's not just an annoying thing. It's a health issue, because when you don't have the saliva there to do what it's supposed to do in your mouth, and I won't get into all those things, but yeah, okay.
Put nothing past you.
Spray wherever you need to. But I think that
healthy mouth, healthy life, right? That's what dentists say.
Yeah, it's a real issue. As somebody with a lot of autoimmune conditions, having good dental hygiene is a big issue, because it's already something that you're unfortunately having as a comorbidity for this. And so when you have the dry mouth, it makes your gums start to do funky things too. So it's really critical. It's not just having bad breath or feeling like you need to drink more water. It's a health issue.
Well, according to the folks at Moisyn, it is dentist recommended.
Okay.
So this is clearly something they have spent a lot of time in the oral hygiene market for, getting dentists to believe that this serves their patients well. Most patients that go to the dentist may not have a dry mouth condition, but at least they're recommending it as a good practice for good oral hygiene.
Yes.
Healthy
we like
mouth,
that.
healthy gums, healthy life.
We like that.
Did I say that right? Healthy mouth, healthy gums, healthy life?
You did.
Minus all the shit that happens.
That's what you're going for. I mean, you said those words correctly.
I guess the words did come in that order. They did happen.
Say that on the E train. When you're getting moist.
Getting moist on the E train. Oh my God.
I know. What is the verb when you use this product? To get moist? Hashtag get moist.
Hashtag moisten up.
Moisten up.
But it's MOISYN because of there's no. Oh, he's still.
I'm actually
it's a moisting
concerned.
marathon.
I think the listeners should also know that this is not the recommended dose.
No, he's overdosing. He's hyperdosing. We can't stop this.
No.
Can't stop the train.
Can't stop.
I
won't stop.
suddenly feel really good. I'm so moist.
Andrew, are you moistened up?
I am. My salivary glands are activated and I feel terrific.
That's fantastic. Is that like TMI?
I don't know.
There was no TMI with liberation here, so.
Oh, no.
Clearly not.
The filters have left the building.
I'm on very good behavior.
Well, I mean, again, just to close out, like drymouthsucks.com is the website. You will automatically save 15% off your purchase just by going there. And I assume if you go there again, you'll save another 15% by just going there automatically. Matthew Zachary says that if you want to make dry mouth suck, moisten up. And with that, that concludes our episode. And I'd like to thank our guests, Inra McDowell, Liberation Ainello, and Jen Horangeff with the right syllables.
Nailed it.
I should also just mention you run a phenomenal patient community called Savvy Co-op. We'll throw that in the descriptions. People need to know that they can evolve in what you do. So what's your elevator pitch?
Savvy Cooperative is a patient-owned co-op that helps to connect companies and innovators directly with diverse patients so that they can actually understand what patients want and need, as opposed to just guessing. So we think that people should ask patients.
And the website?
It is savvy.coop. Speaking of people that don't know how to spell, people misspell savvy all the time. It is SAVVY.COOP.
Wait, how do you misspell savvy?
1V.
One V?
No, 2 A's. Constantly.
Like Saavi?
Savi. Like everybody thinks it's, I don't know, Dutch or something. But yeah, constantly.
Has the A with the little circle over it, like in Nordic?
Yeah, I mean, so much so, I'll tell you one story. One time there was, it was a conference that I was speaking at, and they asked for a bio. I put together my bio. This is the company I founded. And they went through and changed every time it said savvy with 2 A's. They corrected my bio. And I was like, I clearly did not misspell my own company.
Right. Oops.
Oopsie doozle.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Well, thanks for joining us. Again, that is drymouthsucks.com, and we'll see you next time on the show, Off Script with Matthew Zachary. Take care. Do it again.
That's all for today, folks. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, follow us on social, and tell all your friends to listen. Out of Patience with Matthew Zachary is a product of Offscript Media. Our executive producer is Matthew Zachary. Our senior producers are Jen Horangeff and Andrew McDowell. Darren Tunn is our production intern. It is recorded, mixed, and edited by Matthew Zachary. Our theme music is by the Mike Van Allen Quintet and by Mara. For advertising and media inquiries, email media@offscript.com. Hit us up at contact@offscript.com to share comments, feedback, and make guest recommendations. For more information, visit offscript.com.